good because he's like slamming shit in my kitchen right now. Like,
Whoa.
I think he's doing the dishes. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Because Austin's doing the dishes. He wishes it was back in the day when he had mad bitches. But now he got a girl and a wife that he wants for his life, so he won't stab her with the knife. I'm just playing what I'm saying. I'm super saying. I'm spraying all these things while I be doing shit. Fuck, I told myself I wasn't going to do this, man.
I thought Stephanie was going to freestyle. Where's Stephanie go?
Yeah, let's let Stephanie.
She's not styling for free. Actually, she
I think we lost Steph.
Oh no, we lost Steph.
Yeah.
No, see, don't be scared of the mic, Steph. It's all good. All right,
I got her part, Vinny. I got her part.
You got a part? Okay, hit it.
Why bother when you dating a female godfather? Yeah.
We wasn't ready.
You fucked up my flow, bro. Like it was about to be crazy.
Yeah, it was about to be crazy. It was about to be crazy, wavy. You know how I do, flow like the Navy, and maybe I can be just as gravy as jazzing them. When I come, I'm spazzing them, and they don't know me because I just had them in. Yo, we for real though. Let me stop this. We should. At some point in time, we might have to bring the freestyle back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna see if when Steph comes back, maybe we'll jump on that joint again. But for right now, maybe we should start the show. I don't know. Yvette, will you shut us up, please?
Hey guys, I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Whoa.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We are live and direct, repping blurred culture as we always do. And we're here with my bestest of the bestest of friends of the blurred circles. Yes, that's right. I am talking about none other than the homie, Good Bad Ty. I don't know if he's good or bad nowadays. What's going on? Bad Ty's in the building. His sidekick or his homeboy counterpart, Tyrone, in the building as well. Yes, we have the little one still. It is Yasmin, the queen. And yes, up next star, we have our next gal with them call Stephanie. Where they are on the bone. Don't. All right, I lost my accent. Steph, you dropped out before the freestyle session, yo. Like,
yeah, that was like perfect.
It was being messed up, but I heard Ty saying something about my favorite thing, which is my relationships, and I missed an opportunity to talk about it.
Yes. Oh no, we'll bring it back. I mean, we only got like less than 2 hours, but still. Also, you all may be noticing our friend here, Captain Biddle. He is joining us for the ride along with his partner Phoenix. Wow, who just came out of nowhere? Like, that was cool as hell.
Just be real.
Yo, did you see that? She pulled like a, what was that? She teleported. That was some old
She's like, what?
from the boys. Look at them over there making them an Obama. I love y'all, bro. Y'all are great couple, man. No fraternizing on the bridge. Come on now, guys. What's going on here? Nah, just playing. But yeah, man, we got a lot to discuss today, guys. Of course, as you all know, a few things on the docket. Love and Thunder is officially out next week, everybody. We still geeked up about that. Still railing off Umbrella Academy, which came out last week. That's dope as hell. And one of the things that we're the most excited about is this boys freaking gets better and better and more corrupt and more crazy and more crazy and more crazy. Spark has feelings, everybody. Something that we learned as well. But for the most part, what we really geeked up about today, at least I can say for myself, is this freaking finale that we just saw from none other than Stranger Things, of which our good friend Adam Murray did make a guest appearance. How dope is that? And just so y'all know, I have been in talks with the homie Adam, and Adam says, by all means, 100%, he is down to join the Blurds and discuss it. Now, I ain't gonna lie, it would have been nice for today, but, maybe in the future, it doesn't matter. But we are here now. And yes, I'm assuming, of course, you saw the Stranger Things finale. And I would like for you to just tell us what you thought about it and maybe give us a little background. And keeping it 100, Tyrone, I know this is your thing to moderate, But we going full spoiler, man. Fuck the bullshit, bro. Like I don't know. Wait, you know what?
My thing, I was never against it. My thing was always just let the people know so they know what they're looking for. Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Don't surprise anybody with spoilers. That's never a good thing.
That part. Okay, good. Thanks for keeping us honest. So yes, spoilers. There used to be a little thing here. Spoilers. All right. Evidently, there's one for Doctor Strange spoilers. We'll use it too. All right. Wait, that's not right. Spoilers. Just change the Eternals to Stranger Things, and it is what it is.
That's where we at.
I don't know. Whatever. This show's bootleg, man. Who cares? But yo, I did realize that I think that I normally say no spoilers only when I haven't seen it. So I'm being real selfish. You know what I'm saying? So I got to stop doing that. But let's just keep it real. This finale was significant. Yaz, you mind give us a background? Tell us where we at. What happened with the finale? Give us an idea. Break it down. Break it down.
So right now we're in the final battle with number one right now, or is his name Henry, or is it something else?
Vecna. Or one
Vecna
or Vecna.
Yeah.
Or yeah, sure.
So we're trying to figure out how we can sneak into Vecna's lair. And some crazy shit has happened in this crazy 2 episodes. I was kind of sad that they only did 2 episodes and they made them like, a little over an hour. The second one was like almost 2 hours, but it was pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see the last hour. You guys can spoil it for me. I'm still gonna watch it and like act like it's like surprising because
Wow.
like there was just a bunch of things to watch yesterday and I had to wait for people to watch it, and yeah, it was a lot of craziness going on yesterday. So yeah. But yeah, Stranger Things it's epic as always. We're in the upside down, trying to figure out stuff. I love that they brought Erica into their plan this time and they included her into, their whole plan. And of course, this fucking what is this jock kid's name?
Jock. It's Jason.
Jason, I cannot fucking stand him, bro. And like, I'm not gonna lie, towards the end, he looks so strung out too. Like this kid looks like, like just white collar right here. But at the end, he looks like he's fucking on some serious drugs, like no lie. Because he's just like anger and just, revenge has just taken over this kid's life. Like he's just, oh my God, it is sad to see it, but oh my God, he is a great villain. I'm not gonna lie. Like this motherfucker is ruthless. Okay. I don't know. This show has a lot of crazy things that are just unfoiling. I don't know.
Yo, you got Stefan riled up talking about her favorite subject, clean cut villainous white men, and she just like, fuck this, I'm out. You and my computer are out. Like we don't even want no problems. Hilarious, Steph. I know. Now, as you all know, we do share group text, and Steph, I noticed that you tried to watch. Tried to watch Stranger Things, and you got an opinion. You got opinions about it?
I didn't.
All right, hold on. Let me get my seatbelt on.
4.5 hours of the shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And first of all, I have strong feelings about the optics of the 2 Black people who had 5 minutes in the whole episode, spending half that time getting held down by Biff and Chad. That had me fucked up. That had me fucked up for real. Like the rest of them fighting monsters, and we get fucking white supremacists. The 2 Black people, like it really made me mad having to watch this little Black girl get attacked by some racist jock white dude, and then her brother is upstairs fist fighting another one. I was like, what the fuck, Stranger Things? I thought this was supposed to be like alien monster escapism, but the 2 Black folks just got to fight white people. I did not like it at all. So
I don't know. I actually, when you say it, that makes me feel comfort. Like I would rather fight the racism of America than be stuck fighting Vecna in the upside down. I don't know. Maybe they got the right. Maybe they pulled up like at the right time.
And Black people get escapism too. Like I'm watching this show, not wanting to watch white people violence. I'm thinking it's gonna be aliens and monsters, and no, I feel like I'm watching the fucking news right now, watching this little girl get held down on the grass by a white dude.
Yo, she got him in the nuts though. I'm just saying. So she got her score and got him down. I'm just saying. So we got one.
It pissed me off. I was like, really? This is what the fuck we're. Nobody in the room was like, hey guys, maybe the optics of having these two angry white guys fight the two black people that are on the whole show, like, maybe let's switch this shit up a little bit. Nobody thought this is actually really gross what we're doing right now.
Well, I think that it's gross if they lose the fight. I feel like since they got their asses, not only did their asses get handed to them, in a way of kind of if we're doing this as a racial representation of the times, but also this dude got split in half. If this is a battle between good and evil, and black represents the light and the white represents the bad, then perhaps they were intentionally looking for blackness to prevail in this particular endeavor. Now I understand where you're coming from, but I would say in this particular instance, there's another way to look at it as opposed to as maybe as, I don't want to say the victim, because I don't think that's what you're saying we are, but kind of like as the ones who got left out, the guardians of first of all, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Steph. I thought you would be more mad that Lucas's girl was redheaded. You know what I'm saying? That Lucas was the protector of the chick from Brave.
Yeah. Was to protect a white woman.
Right. I thought that's where you were going. That
go in there and fight and protect this white woman. Okay.
That I'm like, yeah, I felt that way. I didn't feel it as much about them fighting white folks, because let's keep it real. They're the only two black people in the whole show. So they're only going to fight either white people or aliens. Like there's only those are only two options. But definitely point seated and point taken, and definitely a good one. Tyrone, what you thought, bro? Same or did you get a chance to see everything?
I know. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw. I absolutely saw it. And I feel what Stephanie is saying, mostly because I think the Dufferin brothers, the creators and directors and stuff, they have a history of not really like addressing stuff. Like it's kind of like there, and it's sometimes hinted at, nodded to, that kind of thing. But they do stop short of being like, we're going to speak to an issue, right? Especially in this time period where it's going to be more prevalent. You know what I mean? So it could have been an opportunity. Like if they were going to go that route, might have been an opportunity to address it head on. So I definitely feel it. I don't have any problem with Lucas liking a white woman, mostly because that's the kind of behavior that ended up getting me on this earth. So I'm okay with it. But ultimately, it was good. I love the finale. I thought it was pretty good. I was a little bit. I was like, damn, they didn't have to do Max like that. Damn, they didn't have to do Eddie like that. I guess the pro tip for anybody who's going to be on Stranger Things: don't be the best character on Stranger Things. It's not a good outlook for you.
Yeah. That's that. Well, I guess that the only place that would be applicable in other seasons would be the boyfriend, the very first season. And
Sean Astin.
Yeah, that's right, Sean. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about it. Yeah, damn.
Yeah, he got murked.
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. When they started making us love Eddie, you know what I'm saying? When we was like, when Eddie stood on that table, bro, and did that whole little thing to the jocks, man, and we were just like, yo, I love this dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even his weird hair, and you know what I'm saying? Like he was like the representation of other culture, if that makes any sense. And I don't mean like other from an orientation. I just mean from
alternative,
of your whatever it is that you dig, right, Daniel? Like, I don't know about your high school career, Daniel. But
I was Eddie in high school. That was the thing about Eddie. Like, I identified with that character. I was like, oh, this is hitting close to home.
You know what? If we put y'all side by side, actually, man, I don't know, man. I think everybody looks like everybody.
No lie, that was like Austin in high school. Swear to God.
Nah. But yeah, man. I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Like, Daniel, I feel like they, first of all, reading some articles saying that old boy, not Eddie, but Will's brother, like kind of like he got in some trouble, like in the off season or something like that. Like he was starting to be problematic or something like that. I don't know. He had some. I can't remember what it is. We might be able to look it up. Maybe somebody, if you get a chance, just take a look at it, look it up. But as a result, his role was scaled back, and Eddie's was brought a little more to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all noticed, but he didn't have as great of a role, and he was basically reduced to charm.
I mean, I don't want to be having this someone messed up, but like that was a smart move for the show. Let's be honest. Jonathan's character, I don't think would have pulled the same weight as Eddie's character in that kind of an arc.
I agree.
Plus, he had a great arc being there for his brother, which once again, Steph, talking about how the Duffel brothers like to touch on an issue but not actually touch on an issue. They did the exact same thing with Will about coming out. Like, he keeps getting right up to the edge. They don't really want to address him being gay, so they just flirt with it, but they'll never actually come out and say it.
Yeah, it's basically a way to not take a stance.
Exactly. Like, we can flirt with it. We can bat an eyelash, but we can also bat an eyelash to the other side, and we can collect both checks.
Well, okay. Well, all right. So this could bring up a whole different topic. What's together, because this leads kind of into wanting to grab the wheel of the bus and say, hey, wait a minute, this is where we're supposed to be going. And then the director and the creator and the writers, they're like, no, that's not where we're going. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have those stops on the tour to be seen, but that's not our final destination. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like they're deliberately looking to evade these heavy issues, but to incorporate them, in small smidgens throughout the show, just to show, like, look, we see it, we get it, it exists, but that's not what this is about. Maybe that's what it is, Daniel. I mean, am I tripping?
No, you might not be, but like, it does seem a little corporate cash in. Like, even like when Steph's saying about the optics with the Lucas scene, it's like, homies, y'all literally filmed this back in 2020 because it got stretched and pushed back because of COVID. But they were filming some of this in 2020. That's why everyone was always separated. So it's like we were in the heat of the BLM movement and the police accountability movement when y'all were filming this, and no one looked at it and was like, yo, could we have like a demi-dog in there or something instead? Like, right. That's I can see where Steph's coming from, and that's me as a white dude. I can see that.
Fair enough. Well, hey, fair enough. Steph always brings up good points. Ty, what you feel, bro? Was it good? What you think could have been better? I don't know. Like, there's some good points being brought up here that I wasn't necessarily privy to.
I mean, the episodes themselves were pretty good. I was going to talk about the cinematography because I thought the last episode or the season finale episode was shot differently than the other episodes. It looked like it was more cinematic. And I thought, I was like, why didn't they shoot the whole series like this? This was like, it looked crisp. Everything was like, it really detailed more of the upside down than you really got to see prior with the filters. I don't know what's going on with why we need to find a camera, somebody who does camera, and come and let them explain this to us, because there's a lot of questions that I had in regards to the cinematography. But as far as just like episodes go, I thought it was fairly decent. It wasn't the type of finale that I was expecting. I was expecting more of a battle of minds against 11 and Vecna, just because he was the original, and Papa alluded to him being so powerful that she wasn't prepared for the battle, and it didn't kind of like when it was time for the battle to happen, and they started back, it didn't hit for me like what Papa kind of made it seem like it was going to be. And so I for that reason, I was a little underwhelmed. I'm not saying at all that it was a bad show or anything. I loved it. I just thought they could have done a little better, a better job of the boss fight. Just that.
Well, a better job of the boss fight. Okay. The boss wasn't necessarily up to standard, is what you're saying. Like the final, but is it possible that I'm gonna keep it real? I share some of that sentiment with you. It was kind of weird Like, because if you're watching the episode, 11 basically gets ready to go into full "oh shit, I'm gonna fuck you up" mode, and then she looks up and is like, "Oh, I don't even got to do all that." You know what I'm saying? Like they killed, well, they did damage to Vecna from some far away place, and honestly, it got it. There's Stephanie said something. I'm gonna be blood raw honest about this right here. Stephanie said something in our group chat, and at first I was like, "Oh man, is that? Hey, that's not right. It's not corny." But then I thought about a couple things that happened, and I was like, all right. So in the last season, the last episode, there were these ever so convenient instances where it got so movie magic. it got a little too movie magic. All right. Hey guys, we need a bathtub. Oh man, I know you can get a bathtub, man. We can get salt and everything, man. Just come with me to the pizza shop. Conveniently so. You know what I'm saying? It was convenient that I don't know why, but Eddie has to save the world by buying more time. And I have a theory that he's still alive, by the way. It just seemed like there was a few different things that happened that were a little sappy. Specifically, Steph, what was it that you thought was so like corny, I guess, that you spoke about? Curious.
When the long-haired rock guy was like, "Yeah, you don't need to worry about me. I'm definitely not a hero." I was like, okay, so he's obviously going to be a hero. Duh. Like, you could not have been more heavy-handed with that line.
Okay. All right. That did happen. Honestly, now, Steph, you've watched all of them, right?
No.
Okay.
No. I watched season 1, and then I watched the 9-hour finale last night.
All right. Well, was anybody else thrown off by that? I didn't think that was honestly, I believed that when they said that's what it was happening, like that they were setting him up to be a hero. I didn't get that foreshadowing. I should have, because they set it up for us to see it, but I missed it. Was that so evident, or is I guess what I'm asking is, does Stephanie have a point? Like, did this get too corny? Did we lose the Stranger Things we love?
I think it openly broadcast, but it's one of those shows that builds excitement and hype within the show itself with its audience by openly broadcasting itself, 3 or 4, steps ahead. That way, as things are falling into place, you're getting more and more excited. You think about it, before that last episode, right before the season finale, we had the entire plan. You already knew their entire plan of attack and what they were going to do. So there weren't, even though there were surprises, there weren't really surprises. That's how Stranger Things does it. It builds it all up for you. It has it all right there in front of you. And so you get really excited for that last episode, and then all the chaos plays out. So I think it's intentional. Does it rub people the wrong way? Probably. I mean, it rubs Steph the wrong way, so obviously it rubs people the wrong way. But I think it's intentional the way they do it.
Well, just for the record, Steph gets rubbed the wrong way. It's not, Steph don't play that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway. Look, let me ask y'all this. What do we like about this show? Did we love it? Did we come away from this loving it? Yes. I can speak for myself. Whenever I watch Stranger Things, I get completely enamored with the world that they brought us into. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like overwhelmed by how dope it is, how seamlessly they interject the 80s and 90s references without being too sappy about it, not too Super 8 about it. I love that they incorporated and evidently have made Kate. Well, I don't want to say I love that this has happened, but it's so powerful. They've made Kate Bush a millionaire again somehow. I don't know if y'all have heard like this. So like there's a lot of stuff that's going on that I love Stranger Things for. But I mean, there's still some things that I guess need work. Like I'm still trying to figure out what happened to Papa. Is he dead? You know what I'm saying? Papa. Is Papa really dead? You know what I'm saying?
How dead does a person have to be? How dead does a person really have to be? Like, no, bro. Listen,
He got
dude
shot in
shot
the
through
leg
the
in the
chest.
middle of the chest, dude. Like,
And
he's in the middle of the
like-
desert. That black
You're
dude
like,
was trying to
I don't
kill
know.
him.
I don't know if
He's
Papa's
done.
dead. Like,
Papa is not dead, yo.
Y'all want to hear my impression of Vince watching Game of Thrones? Y'all, Ned Stark, he's gonna be back on season 2. Ned Stark coming back season 2. I got a theory.
Right back on, and
But yo, all right, maybe Papa's dead. All right,
Sorry, Vince.
He's dead. Eddie's dead too.
I don't
Eddie's
think Eddie's
gone.
dead either.
Eddie got ate
yeah.
alive, bro. Like
He
like,
got to have the
dead.
gurgly. He got to have the gurgly finale. Last speech moments where he says sweet things and cries and all that stuff. You don't do that and then bring somebody back. You don't do it like that. That's
11
against
could only
the
bring one
rules.
back, and Eddie didn't make the cut.
Yeah, you don't need a gurgle to survive.
Yeah, that's against the rules, man. That you can kick that of making movies for that.
Yo, Eddie could be alive, yo. Y'all tripping, yo. Eddie,
No.
Eddie, he,
Vince, let it go.
there's no body, bro. There's no body.
No, Vince, let it go.
They don't have a
This
body.
is Star Wars. This isn't Star Wars, dude. Okay, like
Vince is going to go to the community center and put up a flyer every day to make sure that somebody's still looking for Eddie because he has no body, no death.
So she can bring back what's her name, but she can't bring back Eddie.
She don't know him.
But like, we don't really know if
it's her power.
She don't know him.
She just so 11 just gonna be walking around
how long
like.
does a person have to be dead for before she can bring them back? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure that wasted a lot of her energy. I didn't see it. Like, I didn't see the ending, like I said, but I'm sure that wasted a lot of her energy. She can't just be doing that like a multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Like in a row, like bring everybody back.
Listen, Elle is just now learning her powers for real. You know what I'm saying? She just pulled a Lazarus on what's his name?
The Umbrella Academy, bro.
Oh my
Zombie
God,
Eddie.
that's a whole other subject.
Yeah, she's not Klaus.
But yeah, she's definitely not Klaus. But I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just hope. In this series, but if I can keep it real, I like the fact that that the characters are finite. You know, that they're not always trying to keep characters alive. It sucks. Yes, what's the redhead girl's name? I can't remember her name. Max. It sucks that Max was quote unquote kind of sacrificed to an extent, kind of. But I'm actually happy that she got. I thought she was gonna die. I wish she was dead. That sounds bad.
Yeah,
that sounds bad.
We don't.
It does sound really bad.
We don't wish her to be dead, but I am not upset with her. I'm with you because I was tired of Lucas being. Like, this shit was getting.
Now he's gonna be all broken because his girl died.
Yo, that's
who's supposed to save her.
Can I just say this? That is not his girl. All right, like that is not. That's the first thing because she is never at not one time in the show committed to being his girl. He said, "Can I take you to the movies?" She drew a fucking picture of them holding hands, bro. Like at the end of the day,
right?
He was going way too hard for somebody who didn't match his energy.
That was his first love.
Yeah.
How hard you go, bro? How hard you go?
I would change first love to first a lust or obsession. Because the love has to be, in order for it to be your first love, it has to be reciprocated. I'm not going to be. That's not going to be my first love. But then I'm just her homeboy. Like that's just not happening. But yeah, I was ready to. I was over it. I was just over it. Every episode. Hey Max.
Send the ops on that bitch. Kill that redhead bitch. Turn Lucas into a bitch.
Yeah, he's always because he's always scared to say what he wants to say to her too. It's like, hey Max,
I've seen him be a little bitch. Kill her.
Would it be okay if maybe if we make it through this, we can go to the movie? I mean, it's always like that, and I'm like, dude, have some backbone, have some confidence about yourself.
But
like,
yeah,
the fight scene made us look bad. I was like, what kind of punch? Did nobody show you how to throw a real punch in that fight? Because everything was like,
Yo, all right, okay. Now you're opening up some wounds here, Ty. All right, so let me just say this real quick. So my daughter, Kiera, her favorite character on the show is Lucas. All right. And as such is, I want to say I ain't gonna lie. I like Dustin. Dustin is hilarious to me. I don't know why he's had braces for 10 years.
He's got like a gum disease.
Okay, is that a real life thing?
Yeah, in real life, he's got a gum disease where, like, you know, his teeth are just like they're just not like really
don't grow.
It's actually not. He's got a whole bone. Like he doesn't have like clavicles. Like he doesn't like he's got a whole bone like condition that does affect his teeth, but also affects some of his other bones and stuff.
Whoa! Wait a minute. This is a real thing. So he can't grow teeth for real?
Yeah.
Some of them, I think. Yeah.
You learn something new every day. My bad. All right. Well, my bad, bro. I don't mean to make fun of you, none, but I think he's hilarious. I love his character. I wish that they had given his girl more screen time. I thought that was cool.
She's adorable.
But I have to say, man, there is something about Lucas's character that, for me as a black male, is very identifiable and is easy to empathize with. Because there's this, and I don't know if anybody here can relate, but one of the reasons why this whole broadcast was even started was so, once again, in our like bio, it says, you know, it's a safe space, and a dude like Lucas unfortunately gets a shit stick to kind of like a shit hand to play in life. Hear me out. So you got folks who are going to tell Lucas that he's not black enough, right? He's not black at all. He's hanging out with the wrong crowd. Why isn't he over here with his brothers? And, you know, but then again, there's sometimes, like when I moved from St. Louis down here to Florida, I didn't move into the blackest neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a lot of options when it came to making more friends that looked like the ones I had back home. So after pouting about it for summers, I was like, all right, well, let me make some friends. And then Lucas ends up making this group of friends. And as a result, he ends up with all of these different interests, perhaps, some of which he may have brought to the table, some he may have came to the table and walked away with. But now he's basically, you know, he's one of the guys, but he's a black dude, but he may not necessarily be one of these guys who's pro identify with, I want to, you know, march Malcolm X, you know, like, you know, there's, you know, so does Lucas have that thing? Is he the character in this that represents like black guy that's not submerged in black culture? You know what I'm saying? Am I you know, hear me out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is the first time we saw quote unquote black culture, not, you know, what is actually black, but what's perceived as black culture. We saw him leave his Dungeons and Dragons clique to work with the basketball team. This happened to me, literally, this is what happened to me. I'm leaving the band members so I can play on the football team. So I feel like Lucas, there's a story to be told there that's not going to be told. And what struck it was when Ty's like, yo, man, shut up, man. Just say, you know, bro. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, this dude doesn't know. He didn't grow up on the stoop. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't, you know, this motherfucker, you know, is in Dungeons and Dragons, you know, with these cats. Tyrone, I'm sorry. I feel like there's a message there somewhere, but you feel what I'm saying?
No, I see what you're saying. And I think that it's a very valid, you have some very valid questions. And I think to Stephanie's point earlier, and maybe to kind of like one of the failures of the show, perhaps, is that none of this story was told. Like there's a lot there with Lucas that we could know and that we maybe should know that we don't, because the only time they addressed the basketball team thing was just as like, I'm tired of being a nerd. Like he didn't say nothing about being, you know, like trying to be accepted as a black kid, or, you know, where he finds most, you know what I mean? Like, so for if perhaps if they had like a more diverse writer's room, or perhaps if they just had some perspective that was a little bit more tuned in, maybe you wouldn't have these questions, and, you know, there'd be just a little bit more relatability in Lucas as a black man.
Does that make sense, Stephanie? What he's saying?
I don't know.
Everybody needs you off mute, mama.
Yeah.
Oh, still,
you know
can't
what?
hear you.
It's all right. We can read lips. Go ahead. All right.
Charades.
You know what? I think we're at the point where we can read Stephanie's facial expression. Look, just
if
look.
Okay, so I remember when this
time for white people.
Remember when this used to happen to me when we first started broadcasting? I would be like on broadcasting, like, I can't hear you guys. Remember that? Stephanie, you're gonna have to leave and come back in. That's the only way it's gonna work.
But I like the blacked out screen though, man. It's very, very represent the culture. But yeah, man. Well, I guess I'll go to you, Ty. Ty, man, like you've always Austin's favorite cast member, because you're so suave, so cool. I don't know if you had those same issues. I mean, me and you, we go back like things on crack, we tight. But I mean, did you ever have, like, you strike me as, like, we've already talked about this, like, do you have any Lucas in you? Like, is there a guy who felt like you had to have your cool friends on this side and then your low-key friends that you grew up with on that side? You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to straddle this fence, so to speak, a little bit, just so that you can kind of, you know, keep your friendships at bay, I guess. I don't know. Is that just a me thing, or is what?
Yeah, nah, I didn't have that problem. Like if I and I've always been this way. If I rock with you, I rock with you. I don't really care, you know, about what people say about you or do. I mean, unless the shit's true, and then I'm like, I mean, yeah, I've never been one of those type of people. I've always been more of the person that sticks up for those type of people. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you fucking with somebody just for nothing, and like, yeah, I'll test your chin behind it. I'll be like, yo, why you messing with him? Like, leave him alone. He ain't bothering nobody. And we, you know, I've always been that guy. So like, I've had friends on both sides of the, you know, of the you know, table. So it's really never been that way for me. I told you my experience, which is why I'm so against how Lucas is going about it, is because when I was little and I first, you know, liked my first white girl, you know, and I walked over and she told me I couldn't play, you know, like I couldn't play with her. That ruined the shit for me. Like, I was like, oh yeah, oh, all right, well, then all right, you know, I mean, so when I see, you know, Lucas just, you know, kind of just going so hard, it's like, yeah, dude, like, you gotta like take it for what it is. Like, if you know, like he's like, no, I'm gonna grow on you. I'm gonna make myself grow on you. Like, nah, dude, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, you just hit the game winning shot in the game. Do you know what that did for your you know what I'm saying? Like, you might get dated, you know what I'm saying? So the fly girl at the school now, you know, you hit the game winner. You know what I'm saying? But whatever.
It is true.
For the pro love people in the audience and in the room, I'd like to rebut what Ty is saying. I feel like what with Max and Lucas, I think what it is not necessarily that Max is like ignoring Lucas or playing hard to get, but she's like really damaged. Like, she's having a hard time, and she's really like, I think what they're trying to tell is like she's unable to really give him what he deserves, truly, because she's just not there. But also, he's like, I feel like this about you, and I see this in you, and I see you having this hard time, so I'm here for you, like that kind of thing. So I think it's supposed to be less somebody being chased and just somebody else being like, nah, you know what I mean? It's less that and more like, you know, the power of love persevering through all this this hard time. That's my optimistic view of things, and I could be wrong.
No,
you know, maybe
I see that. I see that too, Tyrone.
I feel like that's a good that is a good, you know, review of it. But I'm like I'm like this. The fact that he's always so nervous talking to her, the fact that like when he like, I just feel like it was a mutual thing, even with her being, you know, like the way that she is. And I get the damage part. I mean, she admitted that she wanted her brother to be killed. So, I mean, that was like that, you know, that was deep. That whole moment was like, oh shit. Oh, okay. All right. So I get that. But even from the beginning, if I remember correctly, he faced a little bit of reluctance on her end initially when he first started liking her. It was like more like, well, we'll just be buddies. We'll be friends. You know, like, and he got whipped into the friend zone. And sometimes that happens. You get sucked into the friend zone and you just got to play your position. And I feel like in his case, he's just like the friend that's just always like, you know, if it doesn't work out between you and him, I'm always here for you. You know,
well, all right, let me stop you right there. Let's see, then you do that thing where you're, you know,
I'm just saying.
You do that thing where you where you roast them for not having swag. But like that's basically exactly the point I was trying to make. Is like, here's a dude that came up in a world where there is no such thing as swag. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's learning what swag even is. You know, like that's a thing. You know, like
you're confusing swag with common sense. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking.
No.
Swag.
It's more confidence. That's what it is. It's what
Yes.
Lucas is lacking
Yes.
is confidence. Okay, that's what swag is. It's confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes people swag. So yes, Lucas does lack confidence, but he is like the only black man in town. How could he be confident? You know what I'm saying? Like there's this white people everywhere bringing him down. Like I'm just saying, like he looked like he.
Well, yeah, careful.
Listen to what you just said. He tried to get with Max. It worked out. She was still, like ultimately it did, but she was reluctant at first. They did end up going out for a little bit. Now they're broken up, and like that was his only first. You know what I'm saying? Like real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like love connections. You got to think about it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
let me walk back. Let me put an asterisk on what Yaz was saying. I don't think that what Yaz is saying is, how can you be confident if you're a black guy with a bunch of white people around? Like that's not what she was saying. Yes. I think what she was basically saying is like, of all the things in the world, like it's already hard enough being a black man, and now you're in a town where you're the only one, you know. And not only that, you're a Dungeons and Dragons fan who likes to play, who dresses up as Ghostbusters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's
you're in a cult.
Yeah,
she's town. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, with your friends, like.
But I think that what I'm seeing here, and this is probably, you know, we can start wrapping this up a little bit because we still got like the boys and all this other stuff. But I think if I could channel Stephanie a little bit, Stephanie is trying to say, listen, perhaps I'm here for that story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would much prefer this story have a little more truth to it rather than just focusing on the fictional elements of. This is just a town with kids and blah, blah, and love. Stephanie's like, yo, this dude is black. He's the only black dude in this town. And y'all are going to put him up against the Tiki Torch crew. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to everything else. Like there's already enough bullshit going on in this dude's world. And she's like, look, we yearn more of that story. I can understand that plight. I'm here for, if they do have a season 5, I'm here for, even though I know she's not the most popular, but I'm here for his sister getting a leading role.
Yes,
I was just about to say that because they grew up in the same house. Erica's also the only black girl in town, and seems to hold her own, no problem. If anything, takes charge of every situation, including adults. It doesn't matter who it is. They were raised by the same parents in the same household. Yet somehow Lucas is just. You know, he can't. Nah, man, I'm tired of this feminizing black men.
Listen.
You know
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you guys. Listen, exactly. I'm gonna tell you what I tell my brother. Okay, and it's not Erica's fault. She got all the good genes, bro. Okay, it's not her fault. Okay, just because she came second, like the first one, you know, it was a trial. Erica got all the good genes. It's not her fault. Okay.
Well, listen, all I'm saying is in this particular universe, Lucas doesn't necessarily have and this is probably a topic for another day because this could take a while. This is one of the things we started off the show on. One of our first episodes was about this all together. But Lucas, I mean, there is a realm in which there's a process to young black people in their youth coming who don't grow up in quote the culture, growing up in and then kind of learning it through society. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen it happen to all 3 of my siblings. Like, you know, we came up so strictly into the church, and then like as we get into middle school, high school, we learn a little bit more ourselves. We become more more confident about our blackness as we get older. And I don't know, but I think that Steph may bring up a good point. Maybe that story wasn't told here, but I think what Daniel's saying is that's these Duffer brothers, Duffer brothers. That's their brand. They don't go head first into political, social, economical issues. They tease them, they dance on them, but they don't tackle them. And I think that that's what Stranger Things has brought us, is a world where we have to make up our own ending or our own stories for what's going on between the lines with these characters. What else happened noteworthy in this, guys? I mean, before we talk about the boys and Love and Thunder, I thought that it was particularly significant that Vecna, all right, was the one who made all of these villains. Like, we learned a lot in this. Like, Vecna not only made the villains, yes, but Vecna became the villain because of 11. Right? So I guess my question is this 11's fault? You know, like, is 11
ultimately, technically, I guess, if we're pointing fingers.
Yeah. Ty, what's up, Taz? Ty.
Did he make the villain? I didn't know that he made the villain. He said that he was when he got sent to that world, he went and basically walked around and was checking stuff out, and he came across an entity that was different and could change everything, and so that they decided to work together. I don't know that he created that entity, that smoke, because the smoke still exists.
The Mind Flayer,
that still exists after Vecna.
Well,
before Vecna.
Now there's the Shadow Monster.
What I'm saying is Vecna's been defeated, and we know that. Well, I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Or has he? Yeah.
That's not necessarily true.
It's okay. It's fine. I already told you guys you can.
Yeah, my bad.
It's fine. By the time I go watch it, I'm gonna forget everything you guys said, and I'm just gonna be so immersed into it. You know what I'm saying? It's not even gonna fucking matter. So it's
isn't ADHD a superpower?
Yeah. Cool.
So
I literally do like 6 things at one time, and my fiance is like, "How the fuck do you manage?" I'm just like, "I got to."
Yeah, he didn't create it, Vince.
So wait, but the shadow monster was the shadow thing is the thing that went into Will, right? The thing that floats all over the place. But the Mind Flayer, didn't we sit there and watch him like use his hand and like create the Mind Flayer? Am I tripping? Maybe I saw something that I didn't see. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Either way, let's say for sake of argument right now that he didn't create them. He just found them and used them to get into the next world. All that happens because of 11, right? Because 11 banished him. We thought she was killing him, but she actually, I guess, sent them to this other dimension. Now he gets mad. He ends up telling himself, "Nah, bro, you ain't just gonna send me to another dimension. I'm gonna bring my dimension to y'all. I just need these 4 sacrifices so that I can make this happen." And now, all right, I'm just gonna say it. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! At the very end, we learn that basically the upside down is now becoming the right side up, and the upside down is going to ultimately permeate the world that we know, all through Hawkins. Hawkins is the crack in the universe, is the crack in the earth. That's why it's happening in Hawkins. For those who are like, well, why the fuck Hawkins? Well, because that's where they tore the dimensional, the you know, how to get the dimension. So I guess it's 11's fault, yo. I mean, it's like they could have tied this dude up. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't know. She was what? 10?
It was Papa's fault. If anybody's fault,
yeah,
it's Papa's
definitely
fault.
Papa's fault. Because he kept
fault.
them with the kids.
Yeah, it's Papa's fault.
But he didn't know.
Yeah, but the only thing that kept him under wraps was that chip. Remember, you know what I'm saying? 11, he was trying to let 11 escape, but she wanted to help him, and that's how he got the fucking chip out.
Right.
I'm laughing at Vince as the defense attorney for these scientists. Like, these scientists creating these super kids didn't know that this was going to happen. It's the super kids' fault. It's the kid.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, I mean, I guess it's just more to uncover from this story. Like, it feels like one of those things. Like, if you watch it over and over again, you get more. Let's just wrap up the talk about it, man, because I really want to talk about the boys, because that stuff had a bunch of stuff. But let's just kind of like let's just name some of the stuff that happened and let's go over. All right, so Hopper is now Slim Hopper. You know what I'm saying? Which sounds like a good rap name. You know what I'm saying? He beats the Demogorgon, or does he beat them, or whatever happens, and then they live happily ever after in the end with the rest of the family. And that's pretty much what happens. 11 gets back. 11, did they move out? You know, they're growing up, and next season, if there is, which should be the last season of Stranger Things, if we could just keep it real, I thought this was going to be it, honestly, but
it's not.
The next season probably be Stranger Things freshman year. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's some University of Indiana or some shit, and then this will
go on way longer than I expected it to. Like, although I agree with you, the next season should be the last season. The potential for this show is they could keep going as long as it keeps garnering success. So like there's really they've kept the core cast. Like nobody from the real core cast is really dead. Like
right.
Like not any of the main characters anyway. So I could see it going on a little longer, maybe 3
All right. So I guess final question for the panel, man. Are we all in agreement? Do we like this show? Do we love this show? Do we want a season 5?
Yes.
Steph, no season 5, Steph. Steph, you've seen 1.5 seasons.
Honestly, I'm so pissed. Like, I truly deeply disliked it. I sat down in front of my TV like, all right, I'm finna watch some teenagers fight aliens. And instead, I gotta watch a little black girl getting held down with a knee in her back by some fucking white supremacist in a Letterman's jacket. That shit was not cool. It's not what I signed up for. Why can't black people enjoy watching people who look like us fight aliens too? It was inconsiderate. It was triggering, and I fucking hated it.
I didn't want to do back and forth, but are we certain that these kids are white supremacists, or is that like an image? Have we aligned ourselves with the concept of what they look like and what they're meant to represent versus what they actually are? I'm not saying that to argue. I'm asking questions.
I'm just.
And
saying,
by the way, there's another black kid right there. I didn't know. And I just thought about it. Didn't they kill another black kid? So that idea that an old boy was the only black kid at the school was a lie. That was a lie. I just wanted to call that out.
Yeah, there was two. I mean,
he died.
That's the point we was making. Yeah, one of them got killed.
He was number 3.
So these, I know that these are jocks and that they're representing like the jocks versus the nerds. And I understand how identifiably, especially given their makeup, especially the lead guy, Jason, he's all American, white Republican. I get it. But in the nature of the group of the show itself, I just didn't know if that's what they were meant to depict. But I see how they're identified as so.
That's what I'm looking at. Whether or not it's what they meant to depict, that's what they put up on the screen. And anyone who has half a brain and lives in America knows what that shit looks like. That is not what the fuck I signed up for. And it's not what white people had to experience. White women didn't get on here and have to think about Roe versus Wade today. They just got to watch people who look like them fight aliens and shit. White people get to escape all the time. I did not enjoy having to be confronted with that triggering, I could have watched the news shit on Stranger Things. That's not what I turned it on for. I didn't want to feel like that.
This is why we love you.
Well, I know something else. We always love everybody's input, and I love that Stephanie always brings a perspective that we may not necessarily consider at the beginning. So Stranger Things, look, a lot of us love it. Not everybody does. But it definitely just had its season finale. So if anybody got any additional comments on it, please drop them on our page. Give us some comments and let us know how you felt about it. Some of y'all may actually have more things that we missed. But Stranger Things aside, man, I really wanted to talk to y'all about our new Papa, the Mr. Obviously, if you all watched the whole episode, Papa is now. Bad segue.
That was bad segue.
I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Worst one, I think.
It wasn't.
This was not a classic Vince Taylor segue.
No.
It wasn't sitting right with me. I didn't do it right. I wish I had it to do over.
Papa is alive.
Papa's alive. Yeah,
it's Soldier Boy.
Hey, can we do that again? Can we go? Can we go back in time and try that one more time? Daniel's going to the.
Daniel's going. He disappeared. Holy shit!
That was cool as hell. If Daniel just teleported to the kitchen.
Him out.
Let me see. I'm still out. Okay. All right. Well, hey, check it out. So we just watched The Boys. I hope everybody did. I don't know if everybody had a chance to see the whole thing, but this episode, I'm just gonna come out and say it. there was a reveal. Yaz, you want to tell us what the reveal is?
Soldier Boy is Homelander's daddy.
What? Oh, that was the wrong flag. Yes, Soldier Boy is now the Darth Vader to Homelander's Luke. So the question now is, what do we have to expect? Tyrone, are we now going to see a father versus son rule the galaxy as a family? Or are we now looking at the demise of Homelander as the forefront because he's going to yield to his pops? What say you, my friend?
Yeah, so I didn't see the father thing coming, but I have been kind of expecting there to be a Homelander Soldier Boy team up, and this I think helps that possibility. So I think they kind of ended things on decent terms in this episode. So I think there's a possibility that this ends up being a situation where they're like, hey, look, we've both been fucked over for a long time, so let's take what's ours and let's do this thing. So that's still my prediction. My prediction is still getting these two guys teaming up.
Yeah,
take over a bot. Whew.
Yo, is this what do you think we're going to get out of this new development, Ty? Is this good news for Vault? Is this bad news for the world? Is this good news for the boys? What say you?
I'd have to disagree with Tyrone as far as a team up. I think Homelander is too egocentric and like he's too much of an egomaniac to share leadership or have someone over him. So I think it's the fact that he's always been the top of the food chain. You've seen it throughout this episode. He put makeup on to cover up the bruise that he received. He's having episodes where he's seeing Soldier Boy when he's not really there. And now you get a phone call telling and it was one of the the most epic phone calls. Hey, so back in the day, I was at Rock, and I was in front of this girl, her name was something, and boy, she was fine. And I remember she got me going, and I jerked off in a cup, and here you are.
In spring of 1981, a baby was born. A baby.
Yeah, so that was like so. I just thought that was very Homelander-ish. Just being the asshole like that they are. But I just can't see these two in a boardroom where Homelander makes a decision and then Soldier Boy is like, I don't know about that. I think that whereas you've been in a position where your word is final. So whenever you say something, if somebody, contends with that or whatever, there's a problem. That's where I feel like the disconnect with their relationship really will be. As far as like, Soldier Boy trying to impose his rule over Vault again, and Homelander having a huge problem with that, giving up the throne.
I don't know, man. The one thing Homelander has always craved, and it is that parental figure.
Yeah,
somebody to tell him that he's great and he's amazing and that kind of thing. And now I don't think that they're going to team up necessarily as equals, but I think that this team up is going to be Homelander allowing Soldier Boy to be that for him. He's looking at somebody who he even considered a hero growing up. Who he always looked up to as a hero because he thought he died for his country and all this other stuff. And he's actually before Homelander he was like the powerful guy.
Right.
He was that guy. So this could be a situation where Homelander sees in Soldier Boy not necessarily an equal. I think Homelander understands that he's still the most powerful being, but that never stops him from needing approval.
Right.
And if Soldier Boy can give him that approval, then maybe that keeps him just focused enough to get done what needs to get done.
I would agree with you, Tyrone, if Soldier Boy were that type of individual. But what we've seen thus far from his from his entrance is that he doubles down as the biggest asshole on the planet every opportunity he gets.
Right, but real quick, because I know where you're going, but in that phone call, what he said to Homelander was, the funny thing is, I would have let you take the spotlight. What else does a father want for his son?
He did.
Like
he did totally say that shit.
Yeah, he gave him.
Oh no!
He gave him the very thing he's been craving this entire time. Is just
fucking
like,
Darth
look,
Vader
you deserve this. You deserve where you are. Like that kind of thing. So it's
I don't trust the dude.
Yeah, no, and that's very like Soldier Boy. Do I think Soldier Boy is a good daddy? Probably not. And I don't think this is going to work out well for anybody involved. But I feel like this is going to be. I think my prediction is this is going to be where season 3. This is season 3 of The Boys, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be where season 3 ends, is with these two kind of like in that position in Vought.
Okay.
Real quick oversight from earlier. I forgot to a talking point that I didn't want to forget. Other shows, Stranger Things. I know I bring this.
Hey, what?
I've got to bring up this dude right here was the dude. Yeah, I forgot to bring up this, and I saw it on here before I deleted it. I just wanted to bring up that this was the dude who trained Arya in Game of Thrones, the Russian guy from Stranger Things. But yeah, man, has he always sought figures, or has he always sought somebody to stroke his ego, or to just tell him? Is it necessarily a father figure, or is it just a yes man that he's always looking for? In the first season, it was that one person who he was the milk and it's going to be okay, but never took orders from her. And then Stormfront, similar, but never took orders, just stroked his ego. This time around, I think that's might be what's fucked up with him, that there's nobody there to do that. And if it ends up being his pops, and but I don't know if it was an authoritative figure that he was always looking for. Am I tripping?
A parental figure. Yeah. Like he's not looking for somebody to tell him what to do. He's looking for somebody to nurture him.
Yeah, to be proud of him. To tell him he's amazing. He's a god. He's the best. Remember when Ashley came in and all of his numbers were down and he was like all depressed and stuff, and after he had his big speech about like he's not going to be a bitch anymore and be controlled anymore and everything, well, when she came in, you know what I'm saying, like he was naked and like he started getting hard because she was telling him how amazing he was and how people loved his speech.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And she looked at, she was like, oh my, he's like, this is not for you, keep going. She was like, you know what I'm saying? So he is one of those people where his ego needs to be boosted. That gets him off. You know what I'm saying? Is him being just gratified as like this god and just being so amazing. You know what I'm saying? So that's Homelander's game. He needs someone to stroke his ego, literally. You know what I'm saying?
So what is the plan now? We now have Homelander, who, if he teams up with this dude, is going to be unstoppable. We now have Kimiko, who has her powers back. We now have Starlight, who is basically, she's like a better version of Stormfront without the Nazi and the racist shit. But in terms of her now being a social media influencer, is using this to her advantage. But what I wanted to talk about was how strongly this, if there ever wasn't a time in this show where they were being completely upfront about what it is that they're trying to make this compared to, they leaned heavily into presidential politics in this particular episode. If I may say so myself, I mean, Homelander all but became Donald Trump in this episode, and it was so evident, and what they're trying to convey here, like this is all a microcosm of real life, and the one thing I think that I'm looking forward to seeing, getting developed out of all of this stuff that we're watching, is that we're finally get to know a little bit more about your boy Black Noir. Black Noir sees cartoons in his head and stuff, and we're getting to learn a little bit more about. I have a theory, Tyrone. I think that Black Noir is going to be the secret weapon up against Homelander and Soldier Boy. There's something going on there. There's a reason why they're giving us more backstory for Black Noir. Did you think?
I feel like his backstory is like a sloth backstory. Like they just showed us that he got severe fucking brain damage from Homelander and burned on top of that too.
No, not from Homelander, Soldier Boy.
That's what I meant, Soldier Boy. My bad. Yeah. So he got severely burned on his face. You know what I'm saying? From the car being on fire from Soldier Boy, and he done cracked his fucking head open with his shield and basically almost like you know what I'm saying. So like he's got brain damage permanently from that. You know that's probably why he sees those figures and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what this is for, but I feel like this is going to be pretty significant. They're showing us more Black Noir than they have in any other one. Also, your boy, I know you were happy about A-Train.
I was fucking pissed.
I told you he was not dead, yo.
I was like, fuck, no, he's alive.
Why y'all want to kill the black man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the man get the man a redemption story. You know what I'm saying?
This is one of the times where Vince's he's not alive or he's not dead theories actually was true. It was very, very well sussed out. It's a good job, Vince. But yeah, no,
I did like the twist on how they kept him alive though. That was pretty awesome.
That was brilliant.
That was
look, all right, look, let the record state that Eddie is alive. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. You know, I know we ain't talking about that no more, but Eddie is alive, okay? And so is Papa, and so is A-Train. Look, I know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. Why?
Optimism is adorable. Let's just keep it up.
I'm good tired of
we
this.
hear you. We hear you. Let's just keep it up. I love it.
Steph, and welcome once back to the show. Phoenix, what's going on? Yep, on the bridge. What's happening, Phoenix? Steph and Phoenix, do y'all both? I mean, do y'all watch the show? Are y'all boys? Did y'all get a chance?
No, honestly, I felt weird about watching the show because somebody showed me the clip where Homelander was like drinking breast milk or something, and I'm just kind of like, nope.
Oh yeah,
not for me.
If that got you, you definitely don't want to watch the show.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
There's some shit happening up there.
I was like, Andre was smaller, so I was also breastfeeding him. I'm like, no, I can't do this. I'll check it out maybe in a couple of years. I can't do it.
Oh wow, that's what threw you off was the man drinking breast milk. Oh wow, just wait till you get the orgasm.
Bro, there was like someone like a dildo and slid through someone's mouth, bro. Like
it gets worse.
You should keep watching. I'm just saying, keep watching. It's like the most like adult content show. Like this takes Games of Thrones and makes it look like a kid's cartoon compared to this.
I'm still getting feedback from Stephanie's news feed from last week's broadcast from us showing all the there was some long things to be displayed last week. Stephanie, did you see this week's episode?
She said
I did not. I have enjoyed what I've watched of The Boys. I'm at that point right now where I'm so far behind that every time like I could watch an episode right now. I'm like, yeah, but it won't make any sense. I need like 12 hours. And I would love if y'all have advice on like, how do I get caught up at this point?
You don't.
Yo,
just wait till the season's over and you have nothing else to watch. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, we know you're busy, so it's gonna take you a minute to catch up. They're hour-long or more episodes. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna take you a minute to catch up. We're in season 3. Season 4 is gonna be fucking not mind-blowing. I mean, compared to this one, I'm assuming. You know what I'm saying? If they continue it, so I mean, like, it's up to you at this point, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those shows where you got to dive in when it comes out. But I mean, you can definitely catch up. It's got to be something you have to be dedicated to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so long.
It's hard because what happens is I'll start watching TV while I'm eating, and if something's good, I'll keep watching. But I cannot eat while I watch The Boys. So
don't do that. Don't do that. No.
Yeah, that's a tough one, the eating. But if I may, I would say don't look for 12 hours to catch up.
Right.
You know, when in a time when you have 1 hour, just maybe throw one on. And you do that enough times and you'll get caught up. You'll be fine. Like you're not that far behind. It's and then plus like we're probably 4 or 5 episodes from the end of this season. So there, you know, so you won't be too far behind for too long. And then catches in the beginning of season 4. We got you.
Yeah, here's the problem, Tyrone. Stephanie is hate watching this stuff. Like she's not joy watching.
Right.
She's hate watching. So like, you know, when you say, oh, just put it on when you got time, that's the time that you do shit that you like.
Yep.
when you have time to chill, you know, like, all right, let me do this homework for this shit I got to talk about this Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Like, Steph, this isn't. We have yet to, like, which y'all may not have noticed yet. When I met Steph, what y'all haven't seen is like you haven't seen her go full geek yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's gone pretty far geek. But when Steph gets on the shit that Steph is on, like, you seen her when she started talking about Lovecraft Country, when she started talking about The Harder They Fall, whenever we talk about Wakanda, her whole face just goes, and she reads the books. You know what I'm saying? Not just the comics, the books. So but when you talk about the boys, she's like, all right, I guess I can watch the boys if I. Come on, yes, Steph.
I'm gonna go ahead and propose. We can think about it, we'll talk about it later, whatever. Whether or not it's sci-fi or geek related, I just feel like I need at least one Black property consistently to like ground me in this shit. I just downloaded an app called All Black that has a bunch of indie Black shows that are kind of like living single girlfriends ish. Like even if we, you know, watch some movies, talk about some old stuff, I just have been feeling like this content has been so white, and it's not y'all's fault. It's it's what's coming out. But like, I feel like maybe we need to expand our reach. I just get tired of watching and talking about majority white shit, and it sucks that we have so few opportunities to lean into something Black because something Black has been released. So maybe we got to go into the archives because I need some more melanin in the topics.
Well, I have some ideas about that, and I'm interested in this app that you just brought up that maybe we should all consider downloading. But maybe it's our job, in addition to us talking about the shows and the content that we're into, to uplift these other platforms that are not getting maybe the shine that they should. Now, don't get me wrong, it ain't like we got tens of millions of followers every week as of yet. But perhaps we should be using our platform to make the field look like we want it to look. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we should channel our own power. But having said that, we are kind of in a world where we are still in Hollywood, at least the minority, unfortunately, which does limit our selections. And The Boys is what we're watching right now. Ty, I'm not gonna lie, this show, it seems to keep giving. Every time I feel like I'm at a point where I'm like, all right, it can't get no crazier, then they go and give us this whole dude is the father of freaking Homelander, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even know what to do with that information. And what is it that happened? He jizzed into a dish. What was the
cup? There was a really hot lady, as he explained it, and she got him there, and he did it in a cup, and they, you know, and Homelander, here we are. But I don't know that it's been confirmed though, as far as like he was told this by Mind, like, you know what I mean, like we don't know if Vought just told him this, or you know, if this was something that, you know, it was speculated on or whatever the case may be, because when we heard it being told, he basically said Vought had replaced you. They said they had a little boy who could fly. That's what I gathered from the message that was conveyed to him. So I don't know, it hasn't been confirmed, but there's a lot that we could talk about with this episode. Again, Tyrone said something last week about Frenchie. He thought Frenchie might die soon, and I'm leaning closer and closer to with him on that. This whole episode of professing our feelings to one another, and you know, like, you're my family. I want to protect my family. I just got my powers back. So before last week, I said I thought him and Kimiko would die. So now I'm with you, Tyrone. Frenchie's they're gonna kill Frenchie. They're gonna kill Frenchie. You can everything that they're doing is leading up to Frenchie's death. Like I really see it now. where they're just like, Frenchie's in this space in his head right now where he really did want to get out. He really did want to have a life with Kamiko. Now Kamiko is fully immersed in her powers again, and accepting that the powers is not what created the monster, but yet that the monster was always there. And just that whole scene with her just writing her feelings and telling him we're more to each other, we're family, I want to protect it. Anytime you see something like this and you start making these promises that you can't keep, somebody's about to go. Somebody's definitely about to go. And Frenchie is most likely the next person to go. And plus the fact that we haven't said anything about the fact that the temporary V has been found to be deadly, and that Butcher's over here about to go with one last big bang, even though old girl told him what it was.
Starlight.
Starlight told him what it was, and he's like, after watching all of the history of the stuff that you went through with your father, an abusive home, with your brother killing himself, and knowing the trauma that you sustained from that, but yet the mission still takes precedent over all of those feelings and emotions. Yeah, like, dude, I really want to love Butcher, but sometimes he just makes you hate him so much. You're just like, dude,
why does that make you hate him?
Why? For all of the reasons I just said. I mean, when you've gone through the type of childhood that he's gone through, where you went through an abusive household, every one of those issues, he was able to connect with his life now and how it molded him into his father. He's like, the man that I hated so much, I've become. But even though I've acknowledged that and I understand that now, I'm still gonna go against the grain and continue to do the same behavior that I hate so much. So that's why I'm hating him. Like, you look at Huey like your little brother who killed himself, and you blame yourself for that, but you don't blame yourself enough to do the right thing by Huey. You're like, I wish I could bring my brother back, and Huey's like a little brother to me, but he's the sacrificial lamb because I need to complete this thing, and that's what makes you hate him. That in itself, especially when Huey is so loyal to him. Huey was like willing to risk death, by Soldier Boy just to bring him back to life, or possibly the same fate that Butcher had if mind whatever guy decided to use his powers on him.
What do you think it is that Homelander is thinking? Well, that's a dumb question. We don't obviously know what the characters are thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just talk about things that we actually know, man. Like the fact that we do now know that, like you said, Butcher grew up in this household, that he walked away from his family, from his brother, leaving his pops to abuse his brother. This is a backstory that we haven't had all these seasons.
He killed himself because of it.
Is that what it was? Yes. Can you describe a little bit more what exactly happened?
Okay, so remember when he was in the kitchen and he went and grabbed the chair and went up to the cabinet and grabbed he moved the cans and grabbed a box, and Butcher's like, no, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to leave you. Like, the whole thing was because the whole flashback was because his brother killed himself. Butcher blamed himself for his brother killing himself because he couldn't leave the barracks around Christmas time like he promised. So because his brother was getting beaten day in and day out by his dad, he couldn't take it anymore, so he grabbed the gun and he committed suicide. Like he was loading the gun. They showed him loading the gun in the kitchen, and then all of a sudden they go back at Butcher, and the kid turns around, and then you hear the gun go off. You don't see the brother, but you just hear Butcher scream, and that's why he was crying when he came, when he woke up and stuff like that. And then you see him later on in the house, and he's crying again because he basically relived his brother dying. You know what I'm saying? It's all his fault because if he would have came back or wouldn't have left, then his brother wouldn't have been beaten every day like he was, and he would still be alive.
Here's the brilliance of The Boys. Like, we get this backstory because they go to hunt down this guy, all right, who I guess when you look him in the eye, he goes into your brain. And so what plan do they have devised to avoid this? Well, your boy Soldier Boy says, hey, if he tries to look you in the eye, close your eyes. just close your eyes. All right. It's like, what the fuck kind of plan is that? Like, I'll wait to see if he looks me in the eye and then close my eyes. And then I love the fact that Huey teleports, but not only when he goes somewhere with somebody, not only teleports does he show up naked, whoever he brings with him he ends up being naked. Like little stupid shit like that is what kind of like holds the show together for me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And yeah, the compound. So here's the question I have you, Tyrone. In this episode, we saw two different types of V. The most recent episode, bro. Episode 4, I believe. I think it's
7. I think it was 7.
7? Yes, 7. Like I said,
Yeah,
7,
7.
4, same shape. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But yeah, like the fact is, we saw they have temporary V and permanent V.
Mm-hmm.
Are we leaning towards Butcher just being like, you know what, like, you know, this fucking law, you fucking cunt over here. I can't do him. I can't do him. I'm sorry. But if he's being like, well, let me just take the permanent. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where we're going, Tyrone. The permanent V is what's gonna be next.
I don't know if Butcher sees that or knows that to be an option. I mean, I suppose it's not completely out of the question, but nothing that they've given us so far makes me think this is an option for people, for just like adults who have not had superpowers before.
Right.
Anytime we've seen the V used, it's either been used on a kid successfully or somebody who's already had powers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know I don't know if you give it to Butcher right now, if it kills him, or if it, I don't know what the deal is there. Maybe they've already talked about it. What's up, Ty?
All right.
I was going to say to that point, I don't know if it was last season or the season before, but they did show what happens to people when you take Compound V and you weren't what Tyrone said, if you weren't a prior, superhero or whatever the case may be,
you died.
Or a powered individual, you would explode.
Yeah.
You would literally explode if it doesn't match up with your
oh yeah, that's right.
Body chemistry, yeah.
Your body chemistry, then you would literally explode and die. Furthermore, I don't think Butcher, although he's felt the power at this point, I don't think Butcher is willing to go full Super Saiyan, because he's so against superpowered individuals. If you remember, just 2 episodes maybe ago, he told Maeve, we got to get rid of the lot of you, all of you, all superpowered. We got to get rid of all of you. So I don't know that he's willing to go full on Super Saiyan, but we're gonna find out, because
if it's gonna save his life from becoming, his brain becoming mush, then he definitely might try.
Plus,
he's not trying to save himself though. He's accepted his mortality. He's literally like, Starlight told him, if you take 3 to 5 doses, you're gonna die. And she asked him how many he took, and he said 2, which is actually a lie.
Right.
He's taken at least 3 doses.
Yeah, at least 3. Yeah, him and Huey.
Yeah. So that idea of 2, but he's willing to go and take another dose, even though she just gave him that information. So that doesn't seem to me as though anybody who's willing to say he's going more kamikaze with it. He's like, all right, well, if I'm gonna die, then I'm gonna go.
But he was saying that we need to break into the lab and get some more. Once they break into the lab, I mean, the regular bee is gonna be there. So who's to say he won't be tempted?
That is true.
No, he just said he said we got to swing by the office and get some more. I think he's got a stash. They just didn't have all of it. But he might have meant Vought. I didn't think he meant Vought at the time. But
I don't think they're going to Vought. They're like public enemy number 1.
Never know though. Butcher's going crazy.
Yo, all right.
He's gonna die anyway.
Just to kind of move things forward a little bit. What do we think about your boy Blue?
Hawk.
Hawk.
What the fuck is it? Blue Hawk.
Yeah.
He now has his heart inside of your boy A-Train. What's the impact of this? What happens here? What happens now? And then we'll do a little bit of Ms. Marvel, a little bit of Star Trek.
I think this puts A-Train in the position to complete his ultimate redemption arc and potentially help out in a battle against, or sacrifice himself in a battle against Homelander, because now his heart is capable of, he's able to use his powers now, and he's got another heart. He's got a heart that's not all messed up by Compound V, and so it all tracks. I didn't expect them to do the Blue Hawk heart transplant thing. I thought that was pretty damn brilliant.
I didn't.
You did not think it was brilliant?
No.
Nah. I think he's never gonna change, guys. I don't know why
I agree.
I don't know why y'all keep trying to give him a
Thank you.
redemption story, but he's not. He even in that moment, she was telling him all of this stuff, and he was like going along with it. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I need him to just, whatever you're gonna do with him, just do it and get it over with, because they're just doing him so dirty and just continuing to do him so dirty. Like, they literally put the heart of the guy who paralyzed your brother in your chest. And it's like, and she's saying it like, you did me a favor. They're literally doing whatever they want to this guy, and he continues for whatever reason to want to be a part of their fucking establishment. And that part right there is the part for me. Like, just
it's very much on purpose. I mean, all the stuff that you said, you know what I mean? Like, it's the stuff that you said is very it's very intentional.
Yeah,
they're doing everything they can to this dude, and he still wants to be a part of it. Why do you still want to be a part of this? But you can see it kind of slowly breaking down. He's losing the faith in it or whatever. And it's not that necessarily I want it to be like this, but it's just kind of what they've been giving us. And but I think they're addressing this particular issue very well. Like, the whole idea of, can you ever be truly successful as a black man in this situation? Can you ever really rise above and get to that top position, or will you only be useful to them in certain situations? You know what I mean? It's just, I think they're doing a great job with it.
Oh, is that what's going on there?
That's how I'm reading it.
Because
all of a sudden he's useful now, so he's getting movies again, and he's getting, he's doing this and doing that. Like, he could run. They're gonna put him back in his old uniforms.
They're trying to exploit him. Remember, the last thing she said to him was, "You're good with talking shit about Starfront, right?" And he said, "Yes." Okay, cool. So I forgot we got this movie coming out, and like, like she, like that was the whole gimmick. Like, you're good with talking shit about Starfront.
Yeah, they're very, very much okay with exploiting him, like they have been from the beginning, and always. Like, he's always kind of had that spot. He's been that guy. The way she was talking to him after dropping the news about the heart and stuff like that, they've always talked to him like that. The only time they didn't talk to him like that was when he stopped being useful to them, when his heart was messed up and he couldn't run. Then he was just like, they were just like, all right, fuck off, do whatever you want. Like, you suck, just go away. Like, we need you here because optics, but like, suck, you go away. But now,
over him.
Yeah, now he's back. His heart's good. He's got his powers, so now he could be exploited again. Now he's useful to them. He's valuable to them again. This is all very intentional. This is not like a weird character choice by A-Train. This is them being very intentional with the way they're using this whole situation.
No, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah. But it's still, is A-Train a punk? Yeah. Still, yeah. And do I think that he will redeem himself ultimately in the eyes of everything? I think he's got a long way to go. And I think that, I don't know if he'll be able to travel, no matter how fast he can run. I don't think he'll be able to travel that distance by the end of this season. But, I do think they'll give him a chance to die valiantly.
Do you think that, all right, I know it's difficult to speak hypothetically about a fiction, but is this a grave of his own digging though? I mean, if A-Train comes into Vault, I guess he never gets accepted if he's like, look, I don't know what the fuck this shit y'all white folks is on, but I ain't about all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm here for my people. Y'all want to put me in the 7, great. But if not, I'm cool. Fuck with y'all. I mean, fuck y'all. Does that even is that mentality even allowed at Vault? I mean, even isn't Vault everything? It's Homelander centric. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so
that's a combatant behavior and an attitude. I don't think that's accepted in any place of employment. So I don't know that necessarily anybody can walk in and be like, look, you know, this how it's gonna go. And if y'all nobody's coming in any workplace demanding shit and getting a job. That's just not happening. But is it his own, like, in my opinion, did he dig his own grave? Is he digging his own grave? Is it his fault? Absolutely. His arrogance, his level of arrogance, like from season 1, we saw how arrogant and just, he was out there just partying and bullshitting. He didn't care nothing about nobody. He didn't give a fuck about. He was so self-centered, and you know what I mean? Like, all of this shit is what ultimately dug the hole and put you in a position, because when you isolate yourself and you put yourself in this position where you feel like you're better than everyone, or you elevate yourself into that, when you fall, you got to fall past all those people that you stepped on, including Ashley, because Ashley was just the little do-gooder of that did everything that the do-girl that everybody did. So yeah, I do feel like he's dug his hole.
But I do. So I pose a question to you after hearing that. All of the superheroes behave like that. Everybody acts like an ass. Everybody parties, does crazy shit.
That's true.
But A-Train is going through a very specific type of sort of
punishment.
I guess, punishment or penance or whatever we want to call it. Like, his struggles seem to be more than the rest of the superheroes for reasons that we can imagine. You know what I mean? I think that's so. The bigger question is not necessarily like, what if he started, talking back at work or whatever. It's, can you change for anything from the inside? It's, as can you stop these things that are very clearly exploitation? If you are a black man, can you get inside the whole thing and change it? That's a philosophical debate when it comes to like whether or not white supremacy could be rooted out. But I think that's kind of the bigger question that they're going after here.
Well, Tyrone, to your point, everybody doesn't party. The only 2 people that actually partied was Deep and Homelander, and then A-Train. Maeve had a girlfriend. Yep. Starlight was like this innocent country girl that just came on. She wasn't partying. And Noor doesn't talk, so he wasn't partying. You said that all of them party, and this is kind of their.
I meant like more like all just generally all soups. But I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And like I'm just talking about in general with the 7, and in terms of the 7 and his role. He, from the very beginning, the very first episode, the first thing we see is him splatter Huey's girlfriend, and then act as though like he just stepped on a insect, and it was like no big deal, you know what I mean? And then from there on, we just have him at nightclubs, drinking, partying, doing all of the stuff, like
he's on drugs,
always feeling like I'm better than that. I'm this elitist. I'm he had that mentality from the very get-go, and they spotlighted it. Like everybody else did their thing. You're right. Soups in general are separated from normal people, but I think they made it their business with the show to make sure that we knew that this motherfucker was arrogant as fuck. So
did we all hate A-Train in season 1? Or do we hate him progressively more now that we've seen more of him?
Well, that yes and yes.
You hated him in season 1?
I mean, yeah, yes and yes.
He wasn't a liked character from the get, for sure.
Like I just said, he exploded Huey's girlfriend on the first episode. Like you see that, you're like, she wasn't a villain. She was an innocent bystander.
He has no remorse for it either.
Yeah, he was like, all right, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she was in the way.
He might have
do my job.
He might have exploded her, but that shit was hilarious.
That was not hilarious. That was fucking epic.
Like,
he was running and he went through his girlfriend. This shit is funny as fuck. I'm sorry.
Vince, here, come here, man. Come get out.
Excuse me. Pause for all of our viewers. We do not
yeah.
support
That shit. That's
I'm about to
comedy.
point to the screen, Vince. Watch what you say.
That's
Nope.
Nah. I get what you're saying.
I feel like
that's
that might
comedy.
technically be tragedy, though.
Yeah, dark. Yeah,
That's some dark humor, bro.
Yeah, we lost your volume.
Cut my mic, yo. Is that how we gonna do it now? Like, if I
yeah.
my opinion, I
lose my mic. Vince thought Saving Private Ryan was the most hilarious movie he's ever seen. He was like, there's so much comedy all over that beach.
Don't get me started on Schindler's List. Yo, I got.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding. These are bad jokes.
But I do think, but I think A-Train was a more villainous person in season 1. I think he was just like, because at that point we hadn't seen him go through any struggles, right? But then he started going through the struggle with V and everything, and then now what got this extra layer is like he tried to find his own absolution kind of through the lens of activism, which he absolutely failed at because he had no actual desire to help anybody. Yeah. So like that added like another layer of hate to A-Train.
Yeah, damn. All right. So let me ask this last question, and then we can get on up off of this, man, and let's get on some love and thunder. Are we? What's going on for real with A-Train here? I mean, let me channel my inner Stephanie Ray real quick. Why is this character being fed to us? Why is there not another other than Mother's Milk? Why is there not another redeemable character of note with powers that we can look up to with melanin in this particular series? Why are we given just the powerless black man who has to watch his white his girl raised by some white dude who's trying to make her into a Trumpian? Why are we not given somebody of Homelander and this is a question for the writers, not necessarily for anything else. This is just speculation. Is there something? Is this being done right, or are we missing a mark here?
So I think because of the context of the show, because the show is such biting satire of reality, it's the explanation is there. In let's say in actual America, if we had the 7, would it be full of black people?
Good question.
It probably wouldn't. They would probably have one, so they could say they do. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is right now. You know what I mean? So I think in the context of it, so this is the difference between the Duffer Brothers just kind of like, kind of poking at something and then like addressing something head on. Like the boys addresses this shit head on. Like all the shit that A-Train is going through, he's going through as the token black man in the 7. You know what I mean? The way they talk to him, the way they treat him, that kind of stuff. So it's being addressed.
Okay.
Now, would we like to see more representation in all of our media? Absolutely. Just outside of the context of that show, absolutely, without a doubt. That's my thought on it. Anyway, somebody else might have a different thought, but that's my thought.
Tyrone, when you say your thoughts, we know they're your thoughts.
I just want to I only say it so people understand that I'm not like, this is the way I see it, and it's the only way I think it could be.
We know Tyrone is not an ideologue. All right, he's good. But yeah, man, I guess that makes a lot of sense. You are right. And you pretty much just put me in my place with that answer, because
told you
the premise of the show originally was to showcase that folks with superhero powers don't always necessarily end up being the heroes, that they're not all good. And I guess A-Train was our version of that kind of character in this universe. And we hate, just like there might be some angry white, I doubt it, but somebody like, they hate Homelander too. They hate, Stormfront. You know what I'm saying? Like, these aren't necessarily good representations. I mean, I'm not trying to level the playing field here, but I get it. That does make sense. And yeah, I mean, I would, however, if this show just quick to screen, let me talk to you real quick. The writers of the boys, all y'all up there, if there does happen to be a Black Panther, not Marvel Black Panther, but the shirts that Mother Milk keeps wearing, if there ends up being like a Black Panther-esque type of superhero group that exists in the boys universe, we might be interested in that. That's all I'm saying. That'd be kind of cool. What's up, Ty?
And I just want to preface this and just say this, like, Homelander and Stormfront are not the representations of white people. They're the representations of white supremacy. And A-Train is not the representative of black people. He's a representative of the black plight in America. So like just so we're clear, I just wanted to put that out there.
Wow. Okay. Well, then if those all represent, then what does Love Sausage represent? Is he
He's Italian.
He represents BDE.
He's Italian.
He is a representation of BDE.
That's full blood Sicilian right there.
I
think he was Russian or something. I don't even know.
That is every guy's fantasy that you could just toss your dick over your shoulder and walk around with it.
Why would that be your fantasy? Like,
just put it around your neck sometime. I mean,
tripped over myself. Yeah, excuse me. All right, well, look, I'm sorry. It looks like we lost Phoenix for a little bit. But the boys, we definitely what is about 3 more episodes. So we'll definitely be tuning in for that, man. So keep it coming, man. I hope I didn't forget anything. There's so much stuff that happened this recently. The last question I have is: do we think that Homelander is affected at all by like what's the chick's name?
Starlight.
Yeah, like the little thing she did where he tricked her to saying the stuff online.
Yeah,
like that.
Ashley was pissed.
Ashley was pissed.
Yeah,
Ashley is the head of VOT right now. So yeah, she's the one that it all falls back on, and then she has to do damage control. So yeah, she's always going to be pissed. But continue your question.
Well, I was just saying, like, does this stuff affect him? Like, as he got like this show is showing like how like when you get on like Trump levels of exposure, the truth is in the eye of the beholder. Like, right, like, so it doesn't matter if it happened right in front of your face and you see everything happening. It could be a deep fake, it could be a voiceover. It like there's no sense of truth if it doesn't fit what you want it to be. So does Homelander get affected by this at all? Or I mean, what's the purpose if that's the case of Starlight's little shenanigans? What the fuck? What's the purpose?
It was to save her ass.
Okay.
It does offer some kind of protection, but you're right. I think in your own question, I think you answered your own question, which was we saw it with the stepdad of Mother's Milk's daughter. He was just like, what are you talking about? Starlight's making this up, and you know what I mean? Like none of it matters. The truth doesn't matter anymore because they're so enamored with Super Trump that like anything that he says, like they get the truth directly from him. That's their source for truth. So there's no, nothing else matters. Video, audio, whatever, it doesn't matter.
That whole scene with Mother's Milk and his ex's new boo, the guy or whatever. I don't know if they're married or not, but that whole scene was exactly to Tyrone's point. The guy came back from a Homelander rally. He's like, "Don't worry, there is no soldier boy. It's all a lie. It's the media." Da da da. And Mother's Milk is like, "Oh, what are you talking about? This is what it is." No, you're just believing. Yeah, and that whole scene was epic and so spot on with what we just experienced with our last president and some of his supporters.
All right, well, yeah, that's why I thought that this was leaning in. Stephanie, that's weird, right? I mean, how do you I mean, this is not as necessarily superhero centric, but how do you, when you're sharing custody, your new ex's girl now is a huge supporter of the opposing political party. You look up on screen one day and see that your son is at a DeSantis rally, is right behind the podium and is holding up a sign that says "Blacks for DeSantis." You know what I'm saying? How do you handle that? It's your son, but he's not in your custody that very moment. And this is the idea of the new girlfriend. Like, how do you handle that, Steph?
I have a serious talk with my son's father. If I have to file for 100% legal custody, I do. And I definitely have a talk with my son about how that shit can never happen again. He's smart, so I think he'd get it. That would never happen. My ex-husband is not a nut. Wow. Yeah.
Oh man, I dare I say that, man, I would not want to be the receiving end of Stephanie's wrath for any reason whatsoever. I don't care how small or big a deal it may is. It's all about love. Fuck the wrath. And speaking of love.
Your segue, you're getting a little better. Work in progress. I guess.
It's love and thunder, baby. It's love and thunder, baby. Love and thunder, baby. Ow, ow, ow. They get it like. Steph, you ain't got no freestyle to drop about these white gods. Let me stop. Check it out, man. Let's go out with something new, guys. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Whoever it is that just joined the group asked, what do we watch? All things nerdy, all things blurry. All right, and right now we just want to cap this off by talking about our upcoming Marvel film, Thor, who is evidently playing the role of He-Man, Thunder and Love, or Love and Thunder, which drops next week, y'all. Are y'all as excited as I think you are? Yes, I know you excited, man. This is your thing, man.
I'm dumb excited. I cannot wait. Fucking skinny Thor is back. Fat Thor is gone. Thank you, Jesus.
All right. I'm gonna keep it real. This is the first I've seen of it. I'm not even even as we show some of these previews from YouTube, I'm not even actively watching on the left side of the screen because I'm trying not to. But here's what I know that we have to look forward to in this upcoming season. This upcoming show. I know that we're movie. Excuse me. I know that we're now going to get. As I've erroneously described her, Lady Thor. I think the Mighty Thor is who we should call her. Yeah. Now Tessa Thompson is back as a Valkyrie. She probably going to get a promotion sometime in here. And then we also have Thor, who's back. And there I might say, like, Tessa Thompson kills this role. Are we looking forward to this? I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah. I feel like Thor, Bad Tie. Thor is the only movie that I've said this in the past that seems to get better with each movie. Each installment seems to get better. It's the only movie I've seen like this where, like, I didn't like the first one. I was like, the second one was good. The third one I was like was really good. So if that is what we're doing with Thor movies, then this was going to be the best one, right?
Maybe. I'm not. Listen. I don't know. I don't know if it will live up to any expectations that I'll put on it. So I'm kind of just like, this for me. It's just like I want to wait and see. Like I had high expectations for the Doctor Strange movie. It was very good. Don't get me wrong, very good. But it didn't live up to all of the expectations that we set for it. Just based off all the spoilers and all of the stuff that the predictions and everything like that. With Thor's always been kind of funny to me, just like a comedic, movies. Like there's been more, just really just kind of chill out, just have fun type stuff. So I'm thinking that's what we're gonna get with Gore the God Butcher being the villain, though. I would really like a more serious movie, just to kind of spotlight his powers and spotlight how villainous he can really be. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't have too many high expectations for this movie.
I mean, it's Christian Bale, so it's not like he's like super hilarious. He's like pretty serious in his roles. So
yeah, I was about to say, like, what is there some indication in some of the trailers that he's playing like a comical, like this is a comedic role?
Well, no.
Thor usually is funny. That's why.
What I'm saying is the Thor movies typically are more comedic and just more kind of chill, dumb down, just chill. So what I was saying though is with you having a villain like Gore the God Butcher, you want to I don't want to say too much. So I like at the end of the day, I don't have high expectations for the movie. We'll just have to wait and see.
Oh man, Tyrone, you feel the same way?
I'm really excited to see it. I think if anybody could pull off the ability to jump between humor and and devastation. Taika Waititi kind of he's got that ability. I don't know if anybody here has seen Jojo Rabbit, but that movie was it was at times very hilarious, but at other times in that movie just heartbreaking, like absolutely heartbreaking. So it's he's got a very particular talent for that, which he'll need, to have Gore the God Butcher in what looks like a very vibrant, very funny movie, like Ty was pointing out. So I think that I have faith and I'm excited, but I do expect that there'll have to be some changes to the way Gore is, from the comics, which the MCU has done for basically every property. Has changed something to make it a little bit more, screen ready. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a fun movie. Can't wait.
Have you seen any of the Thor movies, Steph?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Am I? I mean, it's not out yet, right? You're saying, am I going to see it?
Have you seen any?
Yeah, this one hasn't come out yet, but Thor. I'm particularly interested in your opinion about Tessa Thompson.
I like Tessa Thompson. I like her, and I hope she'll have a big role. I mean, I'll see the movie. It looks cool. I'm not like chomping at the bit for it, but I'll watch it.
Oddly enough, I'm not either. Like I kind of had that in the back of my head, like Ty too. Like I kind of have this. All right, it's Thor. I've never been a Thor fan. In fact, I would say this: I hated Thor. In the comics, like Thor was Superman in Marvel. I mean, I know he's not now. I know like there's so many other Superman-like comic book versions of Marvel characters, but I hated Thor in the comics. If you read the comics, Thor doesn't talk a lot. He's not funny in the comic book at all. And he always seems to show up and just kill shit and then just go away. Like it annoyed the shit out of me. Like that Thor was always so powerful and could just show up. He was angry. I always thought it was kind of cool that he kept his long hair in the comics and was always real powerful. But he'd show up, everything with lightning everywhere, blah blah blah, 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 and then he'd go and so when they made him funny, he was more palatable for me. But when they made Tessa Thompson a Valkyrie, I was like, oh, I like this. But then I started reading the comments about Tessa Thompson and her being selected because she was ambiguously not necessarily, solid. She's what they call a racially ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't, she started being the representation for black light, if you will. And I didn't know if you had any experience in that. If you saw if that was a thing for you too. Like, all right, Tesla, we get it, we love it, we're glad you're successful, but move over because there's other people that actually could potentially represent. Oh, this is an uncomfortable subject, but that's what we do here. Black culture in more definitive forms, and you're kind of being used as a placeholder. Does any of that exist for you, Stephanie, or am I tripping?
I don't think you're tripping. I feel like I have enough things to be mad about already, so I'm not taking on this battle.
Nice. Okay. I can dig it. Yeah, and that's a real thing. Trauma overload is a real thing, and I think we might be going through some right now. Anyway, dare I say, look, guys, before we start to wrap up, Thor is going to be out next week, and we will be here to report on it live. Hopefully, I think all of us should be. I think I'll be here. I might not be able to, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Thor, good luck to you, man. And definitely, if there's any Hulk in it, I'm looking forward to it. Can we end the show by speaking?
Marvel movie. Shortest Marvel movie. The date.
Shortest Marvel. Oh, yeah, it is.
2 hours, I believe.
Just under
2 hours.
Right.
I read an article talking about all of the scenes that were cut. They cut out Jeff Goldblum. They cut out supposedly he had some scenes. And they also cut out who was the other character? The guy from Game of Thrones, the small person.
Peter Dinklage.
Tyrion.
Peter Dinklage. Yeah. They cut out his. He had some scenes.
Oh, Tyrion.
Yeah.
No, I love Tyrion.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right, well, guys, hey, check it out. So we'll see what that looks like next week. Now we've only got 6 minutes left. Welcome back, Phoenix. I don't know what happened to you. I was going to use in your absence the last 6 minutes to talk about Ms. Marvel, but seeing as how Ms. Marvel will still be going next week, and well, I think it's next week is the finale. I think we can move forward without it.
It's the finale for Strange New Worlds next week too.
Strange New Worlds. Okay, well, good. Well, then, man, we have to have both of y'all back. Well, I since we do have you here, Phoenix, we were talking about Strange New Worlds. Now I know that pretty much cuts the panel in half in terms of interest. All right. But I did want you to just tell us a little bit like what's going on right now. We only got a couple more minutes. Are you up to date on Strange New Worlds, the newest Star Wars installation? Hey, Adam, wanted to give you a quick shout out real quick. Are you watching it? And if you caught it.
I've definitely been watching it. I was very excited when we heard about the series coming out because we didn't really get, we got a little bit of background about Pike and Spock in Discovery, and so it's like, okay, well, what else can we pull from their story? What else can we pull from their backgrounds before the rest of the original series cast comes in? I will say the last 2 episodes, I'm just kind of like, why are we doing the sad? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Episode 8 was cute because it was basically the cast LARPing. I don't see any other way to put it. In particular, La'an, because we know her as the strong, stoic type, and in that episode, they had her in the most frilly dress with her actual dog, playing this very prissy looking princess character. So that one I had a very good laugh. Anson Mount as his character, he just hammed it up. It was great. And then the last 10 minutes just killed me. I'm like, why?
Did you say her actual dog?
Yeah, that's her actual dog, Runa.
And okay. Oh, that's interesting. All right, I didn't see that coming. Right, cool.
And then this last episode was just blood, gore, and horror and everything. And I don't know for spoilers for anybody, but we do lose one of the characters, which sucks because he was actually pretty awesome. I was looking forward to seeing him, but that does mean that now one of the original series characters will probably step in.
Exactly. And that's how I was going to end this up, man, because basically what we saw was that now, since we did lose, I ain't going to say who it is, but we all know who's coming next. Like, we know.
It's only I'm going to say
Scotty has to be next. Like, Scotty, it doesn't make any other. They lost the dude in engineering. Like, so it's you know what I'm saying?
And I feel like I'm actually going to BlurredCon next week. So if anybody is in the DC area, BlurredCon is happening at the Crystal Hyatt in DC from the 8th to the 10th. I'll be doing the murder mystery night. I'll be doing the Blurred-lesque night as well. I'll be bringing my Bilquis act, because Orlando Jones is one of the guest stars.
Hey, nice.
So I just want this man to marry me and run away to the French Riviera. I don't know if you saw the clip of him and a host during, I think it was the BET Awards. If anybody saw that video by any chance,
no,
I'm gonna have to send that to you.
Okay,
But I want to do Bilquis just because of Orlando Jones' portrayal of Mr. Nancy from American Gods.
Mr. Nancy from American Gods.
I just want to marry him and run away to the French Riviera. But if you're in the DC area, July 8th to the 10th, come over to the Crystal City Hyatt. It's BlurredCon. It's amazing. There's panels. There's the dance party. We got food trucks with seasoning. It's gonna be a blast.
Food trucks with seasonings. I like how she advertised that part.
There's not gonna be no bland ass food.
All right, cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Phoenix. We should have more time, man, because I definitely wanted to talk to you about the fact that the Gorn are back. Now, this is not what they look like now. But my God, have they changed? And man, it is real terrifying. We got to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much, Phoenix. Thank you, Daniel Biddle, for joining us. As always, the whole panel, the crew, Steph, Ty, Bad Ty, Good Ty, whichever. And of course, the queen, Yas, as always. And guys, as always, man, be yourself. If you're not being yourself, then what are you being? You is being fake. And in all things, as we always say, if you go ahead, you a geek, go ahead, proclaim it. Let that geek flag fly. See you next week. We'll be talking Thor, Love and Thunder, beat.
Fighter 2, I just really hate Zangief, only Ken and Ra 2, I find it hard to beat Blanca, keep a wee ninja hanging and our uncle album banging. If you negative in energy, then stay out the vicinity of, yeah.